With Hyunjin Ryu on the mound today, we thought the Blue Jays had a really good chance of winning this ball game. Kyle Gibson in his first start of the year was absolutely horrendous. He was not today. The Blue Jays offense could not get anything going against them. They had that one chance there, I think it was in the fifth inning, where the bases loaded, one out, and Kevin Biggio grounds into the double play. We'll get into that more as the video goes on. But let's break this game down as the Blue Jays lose it 2-1 to the Texas Rangers. Their record now drops to 3-3 on the year, and they lose the series 2-1 to the Texas Rangers. Now, it all started really in the bottom of the second inning where Nick Solak hits a solo shot off of Hyunjin Ryu, and a couple batters later, Tavares hits an RBI single, making it a 2-0 lead for the Rangers in the bottom half of the second inning, and that's tough, because now you got to try and come back in this game, back-to-back contests where you're trying to come back in games, which you don't want to have to do. But the Blue Jays offense literally couldn't get anything going until that inning where they got some runners on base. Danny Jansen gets a double. You got second and third. They walk Marcus Semien. You got bases loaded for Kevin Biggio. He hits a ball hard right up the middle. The problem was they were playing him right up the middle. Steps on second, on to first. Double play. Inning over. If you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I say quite often you usually get one big opportunity mid to late in a game to either come back, take a lead, extend a lead, or whatever, basically to blow a game open. You don't capitalize on that. For the most part, you lose that game. And the Blue Jays had that opportunity in that fifth, but they grounded into the double play to get out of that inning and still cannot score a run. But then we go to the top of the eighth inning, and Marcus Semien, really Mr. Consistent so far this year with the bat, for the most part, gets a ball from Matt Bush. Can't believe that guy's still playing. And he crushes one deep to left, and it's gone. Right, deep and gone for Marcus Semien, and the Blue Jays have cut the deficit in half. It's now a 2-1 ball game, all right? And then the Jays get another runner on, and Vladdy comes up. And I love Vladdy, and he had a 3-0 count. And I understand he's great. He's having a great season. You want to give him the green light, and he already had 2 hits in the ball game. But for Vladdy, you got to look for one pitch in one spot. And maybe that was his pitch, and he just missed it. I don't know. But it was a fastball up, and a little too high in my opinion. And he pops it up to end the inning. Now you gotta remember, you gotta think to yourself, right? What's the better option there? Does he, take that pitch, maybe look for a walk, or maybe look for a better pitch the next side, in the next pitch, or does he take that chance, look for the big hack? I don't know. I trust Vladdy enough, especially when he's swinging the bat this year, to kind of take that upon himself to make that decision. He did. Clearly, he wasn't happy after the swing, slamming his bat in the ground. Was not pleased with that swing from himself. And you go to the ninth inning. And the Blue Jays get Joe Panik gets on base. We're like, well, the tying run's on. Danny Jansen's up. They pinch hit for Rowdy Tellez. And everyone's going to be like, why the heck are you pinch hitting Rowdy Tellez for Danny Jansen? Well, clearly Jays fans don't like Danny Jansen because he can't hit or has not hit in the big leagues overall. And Rowdy Tellez has been absolutely horrendous to start the year. But what Rowdy does give you is he does give you that threat of power. He gives you that threat of, hey, he can turn something around, get an extra base hit. Jonathan Davis came in to pinch run, so maybe he can boogie around the bases. I mean, you had to roll the dice a little bit there. Would you prefer Jansen batting? I don't know. I mean, obviously, you prefer not to have a guy like that. Well, people are going to say, well, why didn't you put Kirk out there? Well, you don't want to have to put Kirk in because you got to realize, right, this is his day off for one thing. And let's say he gets a hit and you tie the game. Right? Or even take the lead for that matter. He's got to go out there and catch. It's not really an off day anymore for him. So they really didn't want to have to use Kirk. And he hasn't had a hit so far this year, if I'm not mistaken. So he hasn't swung the bat well, obviously, in very, very, very limited sample size for Alejandro Kirk. So you want to get Rowdy Tellez going. You thought that was a good opportunity to throw him out there, maybe run into one, get a clutch hit, but he cannot. As he strikes out swinging to end the ball game. And the Blue Jays lose this 1-2-1. I'm not going to sit here and overreact because you lost a series against the Texas Rangers. Your offense didn't get going today because the Jays are 3-3. They are 6 games into the season, and we've seen some great things. You've seen some bad things, but that's the start of a season. I mean, you can't expect a team to run the table all the time. You're going to lose series to teams you don't expect to lose to. You're going to win series you don't expect to beat teams, right? The Yankees, did we expect to win 2 of 3? Look, we were confident in our team, but 2 of 3, especially with Garrett Cole going in game 1, and the way our rotation looked, we knew it was going to be tough. But the Jays went out there and they won that series. They lost this one, unfortunately. Back to the drawing board, right? The Jays go back to Dunedin to take on the Anaheim Angels, all right? The Los Angeles Angels, whatever you want to call them. There's so many different names you can say when it comes to the Angels. They're having a crazy season offensively to start, so the Blue Jays pitching staff, well, we'll just leave it at that. And if Tanner Roark ends up pitching in that series, because it's a 4-gamer, I hope he doesn't. It might be an absolute, garbage fest. But let's break this game down, this one that happened today before we get into the Angels game, all right? I wanted to bring up Rowdy Tellez's at bat because he was up 3-0, or was it 3-0 or 3-1? I think it was a 3-1 count at least. He just couldn't hit the fastball, and that scares me a lot because we all hear about Rowdy being a breaking ball. He's bad at hitting the breaking ball and whatnot. Well, he's getting 94, 95 mile an hour fastballs, and he's just not swinging at them. And what you got to realize is he comes off the bench as a pinch hitter. You got to be ready to swing the bat. That very first pitch he saw was a fastball down the middle. He wasn't ready to swing the bat. And that's not a good approach if you're Rowdy Tellez. You got to come off the bench ready to hack. If you swing at 3 pitches in the strike zone, you miss all 3. Hey, at least you came off the bench swinging. But he looked at the first pitch. I understand it went into a 3-1 count and he was still in favor at that point, but you could have drilled that first pitch. Who knows? He could have ran into that one, hit a 2-run shot. The Jays would have had the lead at that point, right? You never know. That's why you look for a pitch in the zone. You don't look for a specific pitch. I'll say it till the cows come home, people. I said that phrase quite often as of late. You don't go up to the plate looking for a certain pitch. You go up there bottom line, you go up there looking for something that you can hit, right? I said it with Kendrys Morales back in the day. The guy couldn't hit a curveball to save his life, but he can turn around any fastball. So what do you go up there looking for? A fastball. You get the curveball, you react to it. If it's a strike, hey, it is what it is. You don't swing at it. If it's a fastball, be ready to hit it. And for Rowdy, we all know he's not a great breaking ball hitter, or at least, he swings at a lot of breaking balls and misses. So go up there looking heater. And if he did that, he would have got the first pitch heater and crushed it. Or at least had a good hack at it. But he didn't. Obviously, I'm not in the big league, so I shouldn't be talking, but I'm just going from a fan perspective and a guy who's played baseball for my entire life. I kind of understand that. But again, it's so hard in the big leagues to hit. But you got to go up there with an approach, especially coming off the bench to pinch hit, especially in the situation that you got thrown into. And something we had to bring up, George Springer. Yeah, we think he's on the mend. He's on the return. He'll be back soon. Left quad injury, but he'll be back, after the 10 days are up. Nope, right quad's hurting now. Great! MRI's happening. We don't know any specifics about the MRI as of right now as me uploading the video. So, oh, God. I want Springer back, man. We haven't seen him in a regular season game. We saw him for half a spring training. Don't let this be a thing. Please. He's getting paid a boatload of money. Please let him play for this team. Yeah, he will at some point, but the fact that the first 6 games of the year, they've gone all right for the Toronto Blue Jays, and we're kind of just waiting for a guy like George Springer to come back to have that impact bat, the leader, the outfield, everything he does. And you get some bad news saying that he got a little setback with his other quad. So, not a lot of great things going on in Blue Jay land, especially over the last couple days, for sure. Pitching staff. All right, let's go through the numbers for some players into impact games for each guy. Or Marcus Semien, as I mentioned, he's had a great start to his season. 2 for 3 in the ballgame with a home run, an RBI, and a run scored, obviously, on the home run. Vladdy had a 2 for 4 ballgame. As much as he had that pop up, and I was talking about that, he still had a 2 for 4 game. He's still swinging the bat well. Not too worried about him. And Joe Panic. Everyone's yelling about him being in the lineup and whatnot. I think you got to get guys in the line, especially early in this season. So he went 2 for 4 in the ball game, had that hit in the 9th inning to kind of start a little rally. Obviously, it didn't happen, but he got another hit. He was 2 for 4 in the game. Good job for Joe Panic. Hyunjin Ryu was on the mound, and other than that second inning blunder that he had, getting the home run and the RBI single, he was awesome. He pitched 7 innings. We didn't see that at all last year. 7 innings for Ryu, had 7 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, and he did not walk a batter in 7 innings of work, and the pitch count was low, and he was just spectacular all game long. I always say, guys, whether it's any sport, on the defensive side, whether it's a hockey, goaltender, whether it's pitching in baseball, you got to give your team a chance to win. And yes, Ryu gave up the 2 runs, but him and the rest of the pitching staff gave the Jays a chance to win. They just didn't get the offense. Tim Mason came out there and went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit a batter, got a strikeout, and then Dolis came out there for the final guy to kind of end the bleeding there in that bottom of the 8th inning, and got the guy out to end it and to give the Jays an opportunity, but they couldn't do it. All right, now enough about the Texas Rangers series. That series has come and gone. The next one is against the Angels, and it starts tomorrow night. It's a 7:07 first pitch there in Dunedin. All right, as the Blue Jays start their home schedule against the Angels, a 4-game set. And if the rotation looks as it has through the first set, it looks like it's Ross Stripling on the mound tomorrow. I'm assuming there's no name starter right now for the Angels. You guys can let me know who the starter is for the Angels tomorrow night as the Blue Jays start the 4-game set. They look to get back into the win column after these 2 tough losses. Got to get the offense going, though. Get it going early. That's what we saw against the Yankees. They got the offense going early, and good things happen when you get that first run. Obviously, yesterday was an exception because Tanner Roark's on the mound, but coming back in ball games in any sport, you just can't be doing that kind of stuff too often. So get on the Angels starter early, get the lead, and let Ross Stripling go to work, and hopefully gives you a good outing against a very good offense in Los Angeles. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today, if you're a Blue Jay fan, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game? Let me know in the comments. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. The Instagram page is down below as well, so follow up there if you have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Raptors edition, oh boy. So many games going on. I think they play tomorrow against the Bulls. It's a 7 or 7:30 tip-off there. As for the Leafs, they take the Montreal Canadiens tonight, 7:30. Leafs look to continue their point streak and their win streak. They're playing great lately. They look to continue that tonight against Montreal. And as for the Blue Jays, their next game, as I've talked about, is tomorrow night, 7:07 first pitch in Dunedin, Florida. Even though it's our spring training complex, it's a very spiffy spring training complex. But it's the home right now for our Toronto Blue Jays. Ross Stripling on the mound for the Blue Jays. No name on the mound for the Angels tomorrow in Game 1 of the 4-game set in the Blue Jays home opener. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.